Right, so sleep is obviously a really important part of self improvement. Like everyone wants to get really good sleep. Everyone wants to sleep deeply. Find it easy to get to sleep. Wake up from sleep feeling refreshed. And it is probably like one of the highest ROI sort of tricks in the book, like good sleep. And yet it is so hard for so many people. And it's funny because I feel like the prescriptive, like the way that sleep is prescribed to us, the way we kind of treat it, I actually think is the wrong way. And I think a lot of sleep, there's a lot more of a spiritual component to it than I've originally thought. Um, and this is what I'm going to explain in this video. So what do I mean by this? And bear with me because it all comes down to the title of this video. So basically, the thing with sleep is if you don't go to sleep after a good day's work, you just won't sleep as well. That is a fact. And most of us don't really think about that. We know we'll ensure a good night's sleep if we work hard during the day, if we tire out our body physically. But I actually think these are sort of superficial elements to sleep. I think the thing that's really gonna impact your sleep the most is if you hit the pillow and you go to sleep knowing that you've done what you wanted today. Today's been a good day, Like, do you ever have those nights where you just don't really go to sleep and you just kind of sit there in bed and you're kind of tired, but you're not like you're just not going to sleep. You're just lying there and you just can't be bothered to get out of bed, so you just stay there. I think this is what's going on here. It's because you've got things going on in your mind, and you might be like, no, I don't. I'm fine. I just really want to go to sleep. But like in your head, there'll be something that you want to do that you're not doing. There have been some nights where I've gone to sleep after like a really intense work session where I've like been maybe doing something like this YouTube or like some various other projects that I have, and I'll have been looking at like bright light on my screen all evening, and I'll just be tapping away on my computer, not really bothering with a red light or whatever. I'm just really focused on what I'm doing, and it'll get to like midnight, and I'll be like, fuck, okay, I really need to go to bed now, and I'll hit the pillow, and I'll just be straight out, and I wake up the next morning, and I feel twice as refreshed as I would normally. And similarly, there have been nights where like I've sort of, it's got to like 8 o'clock and the sun starts going down. I think, right, time to get like a really good winding down routine. And I'll sit in my room with the red light on and sort of read and stretch and have a warm shower and meditate and all this shit. And then it gets to like 9:30, 10 o'clock. I'll go to bed and I don't fall asleep. I'm still thinking. And it's because like you can do all that esoteric like sleep routine like as much as you like, but fundamentally, if you're not done what you wanted to do with the day, you won't sleep well. And even if you get off to sleep, fine, you won't sleep as deeply, and you'll wake up and you won't feel as refreshed. I just think so many markers of bad sleep are just so similar to like having a purposeless life where you're not doing what you want to do, where you're not fulfilling your purpose, Yeah, I mean, I used to think of sleep as like, oh, you got to get 8 hours. That's like the prescriptive amount. And I'm sure there's an extent which that is true, but I think honestly, if you're living a life where you're really aligned to your purpose, you can sleep 5 hours a night. Meanwhile, someone who's not living aligned to their purpose, and they sleep like 8 or 9 hours, and the guy who's on their purpose would have deeper sleep and probably sleep better. Now, I'm not saying sleep 5 hours a night. Like, it's obviously very unhealthy to do that long term, but there is no question that there's something to it. And like, this is the big thing that I think people struggle with sleep. It's nothing to do with like the esoteric routine. It's nothing to do with like oh, I need to have a warm shower, or I need to bar Whoop so I can track my metrics. I'm not saying it doesn't help, but fundamentally, like, the big thing is just your brain is sitting there and it's just going, I'm not going to sleep yet. Like, I'm not done what I want to do, and you almost feel like this, like you almost force yourself to go to sleep, you know, and your brain's kind of kicking and screaming to stay awake, to do something. You know, this is why people get home from work and then they sit in front of Netflix and kind of, you know, vegetate, because like the brain just wants to stay up to do something that's not like their meaningless job. Now, Netflix is no replacement for fulfilling your purpose. You know, I think you should be doing something more productive, but you know, that's where it comes from, really. And I just think, like, if you struggle with sleep, like, you want to improve it, and you've done all these, you know, like, all these things, you know, you have a warm shower, you meditate, you stretch, you go to bed, you know, early, you have, like, a red light on and stuff like this, and it's not really working, you know, you feel like you're kind of fighting against your body to do it, then, like, have a look at, like, what you're actually doing during the day, you know, and the likelihood is, like, you're probably not doing what you want to do, let's be honest. So anyway, as a practical step, because obviously, like, there's a lot to cover in this, but as a practical step, like, first of all, like, you need to find your purpose in life. You need to do something that you're really aligned to, that makes you want to not waste a single second in the day, you know. That's a topic for another day. But the other thing that I think I'd say is, like, if you're in bed and you can't sleep, then just get up and do something that you genuinely want to do, you know, and forget all this, like, you know, looking at a screen is going to affect your circadian rhythm and stuff like that. Like, it does, but, you know, last night, for example, I couldn't sleep, and I was really tired. I wanted to stay in bed, but I just thought, no, my brain doesn't want to go to sleep yet, so why should it, you know? I just got out of bed, and I went onto my laptop, and I did some editing for a video. You know, just you know, terrible thing to do according to most people, but, you know, I kept doing it, and I found it quite fun, and then an hour passed by. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning at that point, and then I was like, yeah, all right, I'll go to bed now. Went to bed, and then woke up about 6:30 today, and, you know, that's not a great night of sleep, you know, whatever, but I woke up, and I felt pretty good, you know, and I think the reason for that is because I actually did something that I wanted to do with the day, that was productive, you know, and when I hit the pillow, that, like, when I went to bed at 2 o'clock, I was like, there were no thoughts in my brain. I was like, I'd done something productive, so my brain wasn't worrying anymore, and I don't know, but I just feel like I had a deeper sleep, and that would have been much better than kind of getting up early, like going to bed earlier, and then having a very shallow sleep because I've not really done what I'm meant to be doing during the day. So yeah, that's about it, guys. Hope it's been useful. As always, doing some coaching at the moment, so click the top link in the description if you're interested. It'd be great to hear from you. But apart from that, I'll see you in the next one.